You walk in for the first time and the building doesn't look like a church. It looks like a stadium that got saved. There's a parking lot attendant with a walkie-talkie and a neon vest, waving you into a spot like you're attending a concert for God. Which, honestly, you kind of are. The doors slide open automatically. There's a coffee bar immediately to your left. Not a folding table with a percolator. A coffee bar. With a chalkboard menu and a guy in a beanie pulling espresso shots at 9 in the morning on a Sunday. You grab a cup. You don't know what you're doing here. You just moved to the city, your coworker invited you, and you figured how weird could it be. You're about to find out. The auditorium seats 3,000 people, and every single one of them seems to already know each other, except you. The lights are low, the stage is enormous, there's a fog machine. There is a fog machine in a church, and nobody thinks this is strange. A band walks out, and they are genuinely good. Like, disturbingly good. The drummer is locked in. The guitarist has a pedal board the size of a coffee table. The lead singer raises one hand and the entire room raises theirs back like a reflex, and you're standing there holding your oat milk latte, just trying to figure out when to clap. You clap at the wrong time twice. Nobody notices. Or they notice and they're too nice to say anything. Either way, you survive. The pastor comes out and he's wearing jeans. Good jeans. Jeans that cost more than your rent, but they're cut in a way that says I'm approachable. He makes a joke in the first 30 seconds and 3,000 people laugh, including you, and you didn't even see it coming. You think, okay, maybe this is fine. Maybe this is actually fine. You come back the next week. And the week after that, you start learning the songs. You're still half a beat behind on the words, but you're moving now. You're in it. Someone in your row introduces themselves after service and invites you to a connect group on Thursday nights, and you say yes, because you have nothing else going on, and also because they seem genuinely happy and you want to understand how that works. The Connect group meets in someone's house and it's 12 people sitting in a circle eating hummus and talking about their feelings in a way that would have made you deeply uncomfortable 6 months ago. But now you're nodding along and you even share something real. And nobody makes it weird. You drive home feeling lighter than you have in a long time and you don't totally know what to do with that. So you just let it sit there. Now you're a regular. You have a parking strategy. You know which entrance gets you inside fastest. You know which row has the best sight lines and still gets you out to the parking lot before the rush. You have opinions about the worship set list. You tell your friends back home you've been going to church and they look at you like you just said. You joined a cult and you have to spend 20 minutes explaining that it's different now. Churches are different, just trust me, and they don't trust you. But that's fine. You volunteer. Of course you volunteer. You start on the welcome team because everyone starts on the welcome team. You're standing at a door with a lanyard and a smile and you're waving people in the same way someone waved you in, and it hits you for a second. That feeling, like you're part of something that has layers you haven't even reached yet. And you're right. You get good at volunteering. You show up early. You stay late. You learn the systems. You know where the extra lanyards are kept and which door code changed last month and why. A team leader pulls you aside one Sunday and says, "Hey, we've noticed you. We think you'd be great at leading a sub-team," and you say yes before they finish the sentence. You now have a group chat with 12 people in it, and you are the one sending the schedule reminders. The green room. You don't even know the green room exists until someone with a headset walks you past a door you've never noticed. And suddenly you're backstage, and it smells like coffee and dry shampoo. And there are monitors everywhere, showing the live feed, and people with clipboards are moving with a kind of controlled urgency that makes you feel like you're inside a television production, and you are, technically, because the whole thing streams online to 40,000 people. You grab a bottle of water from the writer table and try to act like this is normal for you. It is not normal for you. You're serving on production now. You don't know exactly how it happened, but you showed up enough times and asked enough questions and someone handed you a role, and now you're in the booth on Sunday mornings calling slides, and your heart rate is elevated in a way that feels exactly like the first time you walked through those sliding doors, except now, all the words to every song, and, the pastor's 3 main sermon structures, and, which camera angle he prefers for the close during the altar call, and you have a headset and a God-given responsibility to not miss the lyrics cue. You go to the leadership retreat. It's at a camp 2 hours outside the city, and you're in a cabin with 5 other people, and you do a ropes course and you cry during worship on the second night, and you make friends that feel like family in a way that still catches you off guard when you think about it too long. The senior leader gives a talk about vision, and you take 4 pages of notes and you mean every single word you write down. People start coming to you now. New people, lost-looking people with coffee cups and no parking strategy and slightly panicked eyes scanning the auditorium for somewhere to sit. You walk up to them. You introduce yourself. You ask where they're from. You tell them the route you're about to recommend has the best sightlines and still gets them out before the parking rush. And they look at you like you just handed them a map in a foreign country. Because you did. Because you are now the map. You're in a meeting with the executive pastor. You're talking about systems and structures and the next growth phase of the weekend experience, and you are using words like touch points and on-ramp, and you say them without irony. Your old self would not recognize this version of you. Your old self was standing in that parking lot in the neon vest shadow, not knowing a single person. Your new self has a lanyard collection and a key fob that opens 3 doors that most people don't even know exist. The pastor preaches a series on calling, on purpose, on the thing you were made to do before you knew what it was. And you're sitting there in the row you've claimed for 2 years now, and you feel it land somewhere in your chest in a way that is almost embarrassing in its sincerity. And you let it land because you've stopped being too cool for sincerity. Somewhere between the ropes course and the production booth and the 12-person group chat you now consider essential to your survival. And then, one Sunday, you're standing in the back watching everything run the way it's supposed to run, and a new person walks through the sliding doors, and they look exactly like you did. Slightly overwhelmed, holding a coffee they didn't know they needed, eyes wide at the fog machine. And you watch them look around for somewhere to belong, and you start walking toward them, and you realize, somewhere between the parking lot and the green room and the retreat and the booth, this place didn't just change your schedule, it changed your whole shape. And the fog machine still gets you every single time.